Okay, so that right there is definitely not the moon. Look how yellowish red that shit is. It's ridiculous. That's just wild, son. Damn it, boy. There's a 7.1 earthquake earlier today. I'm not quite sure where it's at. But it was pretty fucking intense, I'm sure. Anything over 6.5 is pretty fucking serious, to say the least. I mean, not that anything, below 6.5 is just, trivial or anything, but when it gets up to 6.5 to 7 to 8, 9, the shit goes up by magnitudes of 100. Like for every 1.0 it climbs, that's 100 times stronger than the previous number. So say for instance you had a 3.0, well a 4.0 would be 100 times more powerful than that 3.0. And then a 4.0 will be 100 times less powerful than a 5.0. And so on and so forth. So 7.1 is fucking extreme. And look at that shit. Does that look like our moon to you? Because it don't look like the moon to me. It's too big, it's too close, it's not properly colored. I'm pretty sure that that's not the position that the moon phase is in this week. Everything about that screams to me there's something fucking wrong there. When you look at it, it almost seems like a fucking something surreal out of a movie or some shit. Anyway, today is Wednesday, January 18th, 2023. We're looking at Tampa, Florida currently. I'm about to check to see what other views we can see on here. See if we can't find something else worth looking at. What the fuck is that? Storming like hell here. That tree was a little weird, you see that? Standing out like a motherfucker. Oh man, it seems like every day it just gets a little bit worse. And yet every day that goes by, when I'm not looking at this shit, it seems like it's not really happening. I mean, to the people who are oblivious to the whole situation, the whole world seems to be moving as normal, like it would be no big deal. But in reality, every second, every minute of every day, we're moving closer and closer to the annihilation of our whole planet. And I'm going to guesstimate, say 98.9% of the world population has absolutely no fucking idea. And of that 98.9%, I almost guarantee that the vast majority of them will not be alive after this shit occurs. Assuming there is a planet to live on once it has. Now, I know my time frames have not always been accurate or have been, what's the word I'm looking for? Excessively excessively. Basically, what I'm trying to say is them overly fucking timed, like too early, too soon. But that does not negate the fact that this shit is about to occur here soon, and we need to be getting prepared while we still have an opportunity. For the sake of the children of this planet and humanity in the future, if there is a chance to survive this, as many people as necessary need to try to prepare. If you care about your fellow human being in the smallest capacity, even in the slightest, if you care about the commodities you buy, the things that you do, smoke, drink, all that shit, all these things in our modern society, if you care about any of it, and you care about the future of this planet, share this with everyone you know multiple times. Insist that they watch it. Insist that they become educated on the fact of what is going on. Insist that they share it to everybody they know and care about. Because it is very, very, very important. It's probably the single most important thing that anyone could ever say or do, is to warn the future of humanity for this event. Because in ancient history, they knew what it was. This is not the first time it's happened, and it will probably not be the last, assuming that we don't get directly hit. Places like Kuyu, whole cities dug into the sides of mountains. Cities large enough in the side of mountains to hold 50,000 people easily, with livestock and fucking with barns, churches, agriculture, the whole 9 yards. All of that our ancestors built because they seen this coming and they were prepared, or at least more so than most people are these days. I'm sure that the military has their contingencies or whatever, their plans or their exit strategy, as it were, for this whole situation. But the vast majority of the human population on this planet is completely unaware and will be side-blinded and sidelined by this thing. I mean, every day it gets a little closer. Every day the skies look a little bit more bizarre to let us know that these are the signs in the heavens that the Bible speaks of. These are the times of tribulation. These are the end of days. The prophecy that Muhammad said that the Euphrates will dry up and the mountain of gold will be found have occurred already. The fallen angels underneath the fucking Euphrates have been recorded. The recordings are not fake. That is real shit. That has really occurred. This world that we live in is not by chance. It is by design. Prophecies were not set in place to make you think of things in terms of hypotheticals or fucking, allegories or whatever. Metaphors, whatever you want to call it. They were recordings of literal happenings on this planet of what's going to occur. Without a shadow of a doubt, it will occur. There's no way around that. Period. So any person on this earth that enjoys living or wants to have a future needs to heed my warning, because anyone with two good ears had better learn to listen. The shit is coming, and it will be here way sooner than anyone thinks. There's not enough time to sit there and second guess or leave to chance the possibility that maybe I'm wrong. Because I absolutely, unequivocally, without any fucking doubt in my whole being and my fucking body, with every fiber of my entity and spirit in this world and in the next, can assure you without a shadow of a fucking fraction of a fucking fractal of a doubt that this shit will happen. This shit is happening. This is the world we live in. And this is the world that we'll all die in here pretty soon. That being said, thank you for all watching, and thank you for joining. Thank you for listening to my words and heeding my warning. I see it as my duty to be a sentinel, to warn everyone what's coming to the gates of this great world and this humanity that we are a part of. It is my obligation and my duty to my fellow human being to blow the horn and let you know this is where we're at in this world. This is what time it is. This is what's going to occur. Anything less than that, I would be falling short of what my obligation is to humanity, to this world, and to society, and our future as a whole. I don't sit here and do this because I think of it in terms of lightheartedness, or like it's insignificant, because I know just how fundamentally and critically important it really is that people are warned. I mean, look, that ain't the moon. You see how much of it's already uncovered again and how much bigger it already is? Took no time. The shit is upon us. Planet X, Nibiru, Planet 9, Hercolubus the Destroyer, whatever the fuck you want to call it, is here. And the time is now. And God willing, if I knew I would survive and I didn't have cancer and I wasn't going to die anyway, I would be digging a hole in the fucking ground and then fucking reinforcing that bitch and getting every supply I could. Either that or going into the side of a mountain, into the caverns, as deep down as far as I could safely go. I'll be stocking up on ammunition, food, generators, gasoline, everything that I knew was a requirement to make it through the next 10 to 20 years. I would absolutely spend every dime I had on at this point. Sadly, my health is not great, and I'd be lucky to be here in 6 months to a year, even if this wasn't happening. So, though I may fall short in my future, and it pains me greatly to say that I won't probably be able to see the other side of this, it still is my duty to my fellow human being, to myself, to the children of this earth, to you, to everyone you care about, and everything you've known in this world, that I warn you, please do not take this lightly. We are in the last moments of the last days. Before you know it, we'll be waking up to the red dawn, with the red dust falling, the sky is blood red, the rivers blood red, all things red, from the red iron oxide and the debris field. Then will come the meteor storms, not meteor showers, meteor storms. Millions upon millions of chunks of debris and rock flying into the atmosphere. A lot of them will get destroyed in the atmosphere from the friction, but a vast majority of them will impact the surface. There will be mega earthquakes, fucking hyper tsunamis, hyper storms, hyper hurricanes, hyper tornadoes, the fucking likes of which this human species on the planet right now has never known. I do not say these things to put fear into anyone. I am not trying to scare anybody. I am trying to let you know that this is what is going to occur. Most definitely. 'Tis true without lying, certain and most true. That which is above is like to that which is below. And what I see above us terrifies the fuck out of me, to the point to where I, for the past 7.5 years, have made it my duty to record this. I have thousands and thousands of photos of the skies. I have thousands and thousands of photos of the fucking, all the effects that this shit has. I've watched so much of the earthquake monitoring maps, world maps, lightning maps, ISWA, space weather, fucking null school, fucking so much of my time has been devoted to this shit over the past 7 years. If I didn't know for an absolute fact, or there was any even slight doubt in my mind that this would occur, I would not have put or invested so much of my life into it, because I'm 33 years old. 7.5 years out of 33 is a long fucking time, and a good chunk, if you ask me. So that being said, like, share, subscribe, share, and I cannot stress enough, share and prepare, because the time is now, and we don't have long. Lord willing, we'll have long enough that some people will hear this message and take this seriously. But I have done my duty, and I will continue to do so until the last moments of the last day. Know that I am loving you all endlessly. My name is Alaric YouAlreadyKno. I am with you always. Just know that no matter what, you are never alone in this. To those who do try to survive and succeed, remember that there were those out in this world who sacrificed themselves, knowing and wholeheartedly aware of what the loss is to oneself and the obligation that was made to myself to make you aware, acutely aware of what is to come. Like, share, subscribe. The algorithms require it. I am requesting as one human being to another watching this, even though we've never met and you don't know me, and you could take my word with a grain of salt. You might want to take it a little bit more seriously, because I view this as deathly serious. As for now, that's all I have to say. I know that this video didn't particularly have any interesting views besides that moon, or quote unquote moon, whatever you want to call it. But it's not about the video or the sights. It's about this message, a dire message for humanity, to let you know to wake up. This is the world that we live in. Like it or not, we are going to go through this. And everyone deserves to have a chance to survive, or at least to know what to expect. At the very least, to know what to expect. I don't know why God put it on my shoulders to be aware of this, because it has tortured me for years now, knowing this, and knowing that the severity and seriousness of this world that we live in, and what it means for our future, and the future of humanity, and everyone on this planet. They say God never puts anything on you that you can't handle. And bearing this knowledge, knowing these facts, for the past 7.5 years, has been one of the largest burdens of my life. It has fundamentally changed every part of how I see my future, and who I am, and who I became. It is of dire importance that you understand and make ready for this event. I'm not going to put any time frames on it, but I can honestly tell you right now it's closer than it's ever been. Ever been. And the only way we're going to survive this is if God have mercy on all of our souls. And the Lord may have died for our sins, but that does not mean that He will fucking sacrifice His flesh for ours. These flames, this fire in the sky, will baptize this whole earth. And only the meek will survive. The ones who heed the warnings of people like me. Watchers, sentinels of this earth. The ones who have known and have awaited this for thousands of years. Sometimes without even realizing it. Thank you for listening. God bless you all. I am loving you endlessly. Peace be with you. And God have mercy on our souls. Goodbye.